If Deion Sanders' ex-wife is anything like my wife or my mama, whew, he gonna be getting a call. He gonna be getting a call from her. And the call gonna go something like, what the hell y'all doing out there? You trying to get my baby killed. That's what my mama say. That's what my mama say. My mama might use some more colorful language than that. My mama don't play about me. You understand? She don't play about none of her children. You understand? She don't play about us. And I would assume that Shedeur mama feel the same way. Because that young man was getting battered and bruised out there in California. Yes, he was. He was getting battered and bruised. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Because I don't know if his pops made that shit any better with his comments. So we're going to talk about it. But before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on some again. Hit that subscribe button. Share. Put all your people on it. Hit that like button. Join the channel. You know what I'm talking about? Follow me across all social media. You see it coming down right there. You know what I'm talking about? I know some of y'all have gone to Instagram and y'all done what I asked you to do. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to get to 40,000 followers over there by the end of the year. I'm at 34 something right now. You know what I'm talking about? And I need your help. I appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about? But let's get into it, y'all. Colorado lost to take their record to 4-4. Okay, they lost to UCLA by a score of 28-16. Excuse me. Okay, it was a close game though. It was a close game because they got a lot of turnovers in this game. I know they had Travis got a couple picks. I'm gonna talk about that momentarily. Shilo forced a fumble. Somebody else forced another fumble. You know what I'm talking about? So they were right there. Because they were turning them boys over left and right. But Shedeur was getting his ass whooped. Shedeur was getting his ass whooped. But let's look at things, okay? Let's look at my three key takeaways. Let's be specific, okay? Again, let me go back to Shilo real quick. Because Shilo was balling. Shilo was balling before he got kicked out. Okay. Like I said, he created a fumble, caused the fumble, I should say. A nice hit. You know what I'm talking about? Like he put his shoulder pad right on the ball. You know what I'm talking about? Textbook shit. Got the ball out. You need that kind of shit. Ball hawking defense. You know what I'm talking about? Flying to the ball, laying some wood on that motherfucker, get it out. You know what I'm talking about? Great shit. You know that boy say he's CEO of the headache game. And unfortunately for him, that mindset got him kicked out the game. Now, all heads throughout America were pissed off when they saw that highlight. I saw it live, okay? I saw it live. When I saw it, I was like, the 90s me, okay, growing up, you know, I'm an 80s baby raised in the 90s and the 2000s. That's what I grew up seeing. That's what I grew up seeing. But y'all got to look at the NFL pre the concussion movie and post the concussion movie. That's how you got to look at the not only NFL, excuse me. You got to look at football. Okay, you got to look at football. All right. Because this shit really came down from the NFL getting sued and everything like that. Okay. Now they trying to make everything safer, but they don't really give a fuck about these folks. They just didn't want to get sued. Okay. But that's really where it started. Okay, with that fucking movie, if not the documentary, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what to go check that shit out. Okay, Will Smith did an amazing job, and the documentary is on YouTube. It's stellar as well. Okay, but yeah, we gotta look at football pre CTE and post CTE, cause pre CTE being out here and everything like that, oh, that just would have been a big hit, and everybody just would have been clapping for Shilo, and that just would have been on all the highlight reels, okay? But post CTE, got that young man ejected. And I don't know. On the one hand, I'm like, man, that's football, man. Shit. That what we have seen for most of the history of the game. On the other hand, you like, okay, we be saying stuff like about Antonio Brown and his wild ass antics, and some of us Some folks be thinking it's because of CTE. Well, on the one hand, you can't say, well, I don't want these motherfuckers to have CTE, but at the same time, I want to see a motherfucker get knocked off, with a big hit. We ain't gonna get both of them. So I don't know. It did look like he lowered the shoulder and hit the man with the shoulder. It looked like the helmet kind of grazed up in here. And I guess they called it by the letter of the law. I don't know. But I know the young king was balling. He was balling before that moment. But he had to go take his shit off. And he put his chains on. We'll talk more about that in another segment. Okay. But shout out to the young king. All right. Let me know what y'all felt about the hit. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all OGs, triple OGs. I know y'all, some of y'all Pittsburgh Steelers fans from back in the day. Mean Joe Green rolling over his motherfucking grave right now. Okay. Dick Night Train Lane rolling over his motherfucking grave right now. Dick Buck is rolling over his motherfucking grave right now. Looking at that hit. Man, CTE is a real thing, y'all. So tell me what y'all think about that one, okay? But next thing. Travis Hunter somewhat redeemed himself. He somewhat redeemed himself in this game. All right. 2 picks. Stellar picks. The boy seemed like he watched tape now. If you notice, it seems like his most spectacular picks this year have come off like him not being necessarily challenged, like him, coming off of where he's supposed to be and just shocking the quarterback. Like, damn, the quarterback didn't think he was going to be right there. And him with them ball skills, because he is a great wide receiver, just snatching that shit. Man got skills now. And he had to put some good tape on because that last game, he was coming off injury. But also, that young man from Stanford, that was a big motherfucker. So I think that still is a question mark for young Travis is how can he match up in a man-to-man situation with some of these bigger wide receivers like some of these guys that he going to end up seeing in the NFL. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's where that motherfucker should be. He got the talent to play on Sundays. So some of these bigger guys, some of these guys that got that A.J. Brown type of body, you know what I'm talking about? Or some of our OGs, y'all know Prime Julio Jones or goddamn Megatron, like them kind of guys, T.O. He going to have to prove that he can go man-to-man with them motherfuckers. Because what, Mr. Alameda? I'm sorry, I haven't got the young man name that quick. But that motherfucker from Stanford, that's a big-ass boy. Okay? And all they were running was slant routes and big born and shit. You know what I'm talking about? But in this game, Travis cut up. Okay? Travis cut up. But that wasn't enough. That was not enough. Because as I alluded to previously, and as y'all see in that banner, Shedeur was battered in this game. Okay? They were whooping this young man's ass. Look at this shit now. Okay? In this game, Shedeur Sanders was sacked 7 times. He was hit 17 more times and knocked down a total of 13 times. Okay? And pressured plenty more times than that. And it seemed like them damn twins for UCLA felt some type of way about his ass. Like they had some motivation. I told y'all before that these young kings gonna have a target on their back for real. I told you that. Not only because of all the fanfare that they're getting, the media attention and shit like that, but when you up here flexing the watch, flexing the watch and all that kind of shit, and all y'all popping your shit, man, it's cool to do that. Muhammad Ali is my favorite athlete of all time. He might be my favorite historical figure of all time, okay? And he popped his shit. Nobody in the history of sports popped their shit more than Muhammad Ali. But as I said previously, in that ring, Ali right here. And his opponent is right there. You feel me? Ali can see when he about to get hit and slip and do whatever he need to do. If Prime Ali got hit, and, it was kind of like he was taking a round off or some shit or using strategy, And today, while I tape him, this is the day that he beat George Foreman using the rope-a-dope. So he chose to go back right there and let George Foreman hit him, okay, and tire himself out. Shedeur ain't choosing. He ain't allowing these motherfuckers right here to come get him because they weren't tiring. They were not tiring. They kept coming and coming and coming. And he trying to make a play downfield. So it's a difference. Ali right here with his opponent. Shedeur right here. He trying to find receivers down the field. While he got these big uglies trying to come put him through the turf. And that's not just exclusive to Shedeur Sanders. That's the life of every quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's the life of every quarterback. It is. Tough position. They got to know all the plays, know the blocking assignments, know the defensive coverages, know all the fucking routes, know what you're supposed to do, and they need to know what route is most likely to beat the coverage that it looks like they're in. Then these motherfuckers might switch what they're in post-snap. And you got to try to make this read in about 3 seconds or something like that. And oh yeah, if your line don't do their job, these big uglies trying to come put you on your ass. Hell of a job. Now, if you're great at it and you do your job well, you get more praise than anybody on the damn team. You're getting your dick sucked literally and figuratively. You're getting the big NIL deals in college. You're getting the big endorsements in the league. You know what I'm talking about? You win big. Hell, sometimes you're just a millimeter away quarterback. Think about when Joe Flacco wasn't like that. But Joe Flacco had that little run in them playoffs, but it was that damn defense that cut up. But Joe Flacco sure got that bag. So you know what's right? It's the gift and the curse when you're a quarterback. And Shedeur has benefited. Is he number one in NIL? What is him or Bronny? You know what I'm talking about? Living off Pop's names. But them young men, some good athletes, and they're all right, too. But it don't hurt that your last name Sanders. But them defenders know that, too. So them defenders want that man. They got a little extra oomph on they pass rush when they play that young king. And their line ain't ready for it. Prime say he was bringing his luggage and it was Louis. But now he's saying that the line ain't Louis, I guess. What the fuck is the line then? Samsonite? What the fuck is the line? Walmart brand? What the fuck is the line? Just put your shit in the garbage bag and let's go? What you trying to say, Cole? You brought these motherfuckers in. All the rest of the folk gone. But see, I said something about this on Twitter. And I'm sure I got some folks in their fucking feelings. I don't give a fuck. I mute that damn tweet. I don't give a shit. I say what I got to say, and whatever you got to say, fuck you. I don't give a damn. Because I've actually coached before. Okay? I've actually coached. I've been a state championship level coach, and I have been an award-winning teacher. So I have dealt with young people. I know how young people think. I've been a young person myself. But see, when you're dealing with young people, you got to be empathetic. And you got to think, how do I get what I want out of this kid? And what that man said in that press conference is not conducive to getting a better performance out of them kids going forward. Now, I hope they show a better performance, okay? Because I hope young King Shedeur goes to the fucking league. But the way these folks have been whooping his ass in this violent game, this is football, man. This is violence. This ain't no shit to play with, dog. This ain't no shit to play with. Motherfuckers' careers have been ended. You know what I'm saying? I watched Steve Young's career get ended by folks smashing his ass into that turf. At least he was in the league by then, though. I watched Troy Aikman's career get ended, but by motherfuckers smashing his ass to that turf. At least he was in the league by then, though. You know what I'm saying? See, that's back in that gap where it wasn't all that. You can't hit the quarterback low. You can't touch. Remember, this 15 yards now. You touch the motherfucker. It wasn't like that. But still, the way this young man getting hit with all the rules in place to protect the quarterback, you can't play with this shit, dog. So that's why I'm like, you can't sit up in this motherfucking press conference and be in your feelings when these folks ask you these questions about that, and you think you just being blunt and shit, and I'm keeping it real, and you telling motherfuckers that the big picture is to get better linemen, and I'm gonna paint that picture perfectly. Man, miss me with that motherfucking alliteration right now. We don't need that. Shedeur does not need that. Shedeur needs these boys to do the best they can. The best that they can is not going to be as good as Georgia. Okay, it's not going to be as good as Michigan or whoever else you want to pick that got these great lines. But I need them to do the best that they can if I'm Shedeur. Therefore, I need them to be motivated as fuck to block for me. I don't need them to hear my daddy on publicly and shit gonna go nationwide, basically saying I'm trash. And I won't be here next year. And I got 4 more motherfucking games that these motherfuckers got to block for me. Don't make no sense. First, you just saying that you ain't no. I just told y'all I coach for. And I've been in a similar situation where I had to hold my tongue on something because I knew it was gonna hurt my youngest effort. I give you an example. My last year in the classroom and as a coach was 2017, 2018, school year. All right. And that year I didn't coach basketball. I simply coached track. I was head coach, track coach. Okay. And we were coming off of great success. We were coming off of a state runner-up in 3A. Okay, here in Mississippi. Okay, they've changed the classification now. We go all the way up to 7A now. But at that time, we were a 3A school. And we had state run-up, okay? But my colleague, he moved on to another school. And I assumed the head coaching position. And I was tough. I can't lie. I was tough. I can tell the truth on here. I bent the rules a little bit. I wasn't supposed to be practicing until this around springtime, maybe or something. Shit. I had them kids out there. We were practicing for the first semester in. We were working. I hate to fucking lose. I hate it. I despise it. I am an insanely competitive person. Okay. So I dove head first into this. Okay. Because I wanted to win. And so we worked hard. But see, track doesn't have a lot of fanfare, even if you are good. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Hopefully that gets better. As we have the guys like Noah Lyles, who's being visible in the public and stuff like that. As we have queens like Sha'Carri Richardson. I hope that visibility and popularity increases at times other than just the Olympics. You feel me? But at any rate, track is hard, okay? And for me to have them kids out there working as hard as they were with little fanfare, I had to have some shit in place. I had to have some rules in place and some consequences like a motherfucker if you violated those rules, okay? And if you did not complete your discipline, and my youngest know, yeah, your ass wasn't getting on my bus. You were not going to the event. I used to keep a log of what motherfuckers owed me, whether it was for grades, whether it was for behavior, or whether it was for missing their fucking times when they were running. And they had to take their ass in them bleachers, and they had to give me my shit. They had to run that shit. And if you don't give me what you owe me, your ass ain't getting on my bus. Okay. Now, before the track season ended, though, I had already made my decision that this was the last year for me in the classroom. I had made that decision. Okay. And I've talked on here about that decision before. I'm not going to go deep off into that. But I had made the decision that I was leaving the classroom. I was leaving coaching. I was striking out here on faith and becoming a straight up businessman. Okay. But my kids loved me. And I knew if I told them kids before this season is out or before it was close to the season getting out or ending, they were going to be devastated. They were going to be heartbroken. They're going to feel like this man had us do all this work and now he finna leave us. And they were going to check out on me. I wasn't going to be able to control them like that because they're basically going to be like, ain't no sense of me running these laps. You ain't gonna be here no way. Ain't no sense of me getting in these bleachers and doing no discipline. You ain't gonna be here no way. So I waited until before the last meet to go ahead and tell them that. Not like I was just trying to keep something from them, but I knew the team was not gonna be able to function properly if I had divulged that information. So while some motherfuckers out here, particularly Brian's friends in big sports media, seemed like that Stanford shit was so such an epic fail that they had to kind of critique that. Okay. But on this, it seemed like no, that's Deion being Deion, that's him being blunt. Shannon Sharp kind of wanted to say something. He probably got a lot of pushback for what he said previously, so he didn't want to go too far. And definitely these motherfuckers on social media trying to condone this shit. But that don't make no sense as a coach. In practice, yeah, you tell them, all right, if you don't get your shit together, you're not going to be here next year. But notice the if. You put that if, 2 letters, that if gives that kid some hope that if I get my shit together, maybe coach will retain me. But when you sit up there and tell the media, you go get new linemen, and basically you saying, these motherfuckers trash, I ain't bringing them back no way. And you got 4 more games. And you say that at the end of the year, cool. You got 4 more games against some motherfuckers coming. You know what I'm saying? You got 4 more games. You got hold on. Let's look at the schedule real quick. I don't want to lie to you. Let's make sure we see who they got. All right. The Pac-12 has had some depth. Now, I'm still wondering how they going to look when they match up against like a SEC team or something like that. But as of right now, all year long, they've been showing depth, okay? Next game, you face off against number 16, Oregon State. After that, you face off against Arizona. Arizona, shit, who been coming along for real this year? Hell, Arizona just beat Oregon State. I watched that game the other day, okay? Arizona beat them 27-24, okay? So you got them coming up as well. Then you got Washington State, and then lastly, you got Utah. Okay. So it ain't like you just got some cupcake shit going on. You need the linemen to give their best effort. Are they going all of a sudden, let's say he had given a motivational speech up there, would they all of a sudden become Georgia's line? Fuck no. No. But maybe they try a little harder. Maybe they try their best. Okay. Now, you may argue they'll still try their best because they got to put good tape out there. Because basically they're going to end up in the transfer portal and they want to put good tape out there or whatever. And that's arguable. If I am one of those kids' father, or if I'm that kid's like high school coach, something like that, that's what I'm telling them. I'm telling them, man, fuck what Prime talking about. You do your best, put your best tape out there. You know what I'm talking about? You go somewhere else. Maybe when they ain't got no air raid system, maybe y'all can run the ball a little more, and that's more advantageous for an offensive lineman. Maybe you get in a different situation. You can show the world that you're better than what you're showing. You might just try to keep their spirits high and just keep them giving their best effort. But I'm talking about what the message that's coming from your head coach. That shit ain't finna make them kids want to go out there and listen to what this man talking about. I've been a coach. I've been a coach. These young people, in good times, be trying to goddamn shut you out when you getting on their ass. We lost one of our basketball championships because of that. Hell, I should have 3 rings as a basketball coach. Okay. But my partner, Anthony Carlisle, best high school basketball coach in the state of Mississippi, currently head basketball coach at Yazoo City High School. Okay. Long live his pops who recently passed away. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the OG Carlisle. But me and that man were on our boys' ass all season, the 2015-2016 basketball season. Okay. We were coming off of 3 straight championships as a program. But we lost 1, 2, 3, 4 starters. Okay. And we were left with a stud. Okay. But he was new to his role as the star, and everybody else, of course, was new to their role as well. But because he was so talented and the other kids were so coachable for the most part, you know what I'm talking about? They could retain information. My boy Carlisle is an offensive wizard. Okay, offensive wizard, and he on your ass about defense as well. He's on your ass about your conditioning. You know what I'm talking about? I had them boys cut up and shit off of that weight room. You know what I'm talking about? He be bad cop, I be good cop. You know what I'm talking about? We working this shit, but we went on a damn winning streak. Went on that winning streak, and we went on that winning streak. And we were still getting on their ass about certain things. We're like, yeah, okay, we beat that team while y'all were doing that bullshit. But once we get to them playoffs, that shit ain't gonna work. And you know what them kids would tell us? Man, y'all always crying about something. Used to infuriate me in that man. Used to infuriate me in Carlisle. Y'all always, because you talking about grown men now, to say grown men are crying. But that's what these young folks will do. These young folks will try to tune you out when you telling them real shit, even in good times. Because we were on that winning streak. They ain't want to hear nothing. They want to hear nothing. And I'll be damn. What we were saying, what we were talking about, the little shit did come back to bite us in the ass in the playoffs and cost us a championship. We came back the next year and redeemed ourselves. We did. Okay. But I'm just saying, even in good times, if you're doing that streak, motherfuckers gonna try to hear shit. So what the fuck you think it's like out there right now after the Stanford debacle, after this loss right here, and then you got these young men getting their shit stolen. Okay. You already footage has come out with Prime trying to talk to them about being jealous of one another and shit like that. All right. I hope the young men step up just on some personal pride and say, fuck what that man talking about. I'm finna put forth a good effort out here. I hope that's what they do. Because Shedeur Sanders is a hell of a quarterback. Hell of a quarterback. But football is the ultimate team game. And big sports media forgets that. Because the Heisman has become just a quarterback-only award. The MVP in NFL has become just a quarterback award. You know what I'm talking about? When they market the teams, all they talk about is a damn quarterback matchup. But even a stud like Shedeur, and he is a stud. Talk to us down here in Mississippi. We've seen the young man his freshman and sophomore year. The young man is a stud. He can spin it. He's accurate. He makes good decisions. Okay? He can extend plays. He can run a little bit if need be. He's a damn good quarterback. But even damn good quarterbacks can't overcome a poor offensive line play. Ask Patrick Mahomes about it. And motherfuckers have described him as being Jordan-esque. My brother, JoJo, was the first I ever heard call him that. I know Chris Broussard is saying he the first in national sports media, but before he ever said that, my brother JoJo said that shit he on put it on something. Now, I've been saying pump the brakes on him. He has been blessed to have Andy Reid. He had Tyreek Hill. He had Travis Kelce, but I do realize that's a bad motherfucker now. Patrick Mahomes, a bad motherfucker. But in that Super Bowl versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when his offensive line was all banged up, them motherfuckers were coming at Pat so much. Pat was out there throwing that bitch horizontal to the ground. Y'all remember that play? He was trying to get that bitch off. He was literally no feet on the ground. He was horizontal to the ground, still slinging that bitch. You couldn't overcome that. When them big uglies coming at your ass, I don't give a fuck how good you are. You ain't getting that ball where you trying to get it. So something got to shake. You can't just wait till next year. Something got to shake right now. Because 4 more games of the beating that young man just took. Gonna have Miss Shilo Sanders on Prime's ass. Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.